Ladies and gentlemen, this is an article that came out in the New York Post, August 9th, 2019. Mayor Pete Buttigieg, systematic racism is a white problem. This is what he says. Mm-mm-mm. So, systematic racism in the United States is a white problem, according to Mayor Pete Buttigieg, who held up the El Paso shooting as proof while speaking at an event Thursday night. We are by no means even halfway done dealing with systematic racism in this country, says the 2020 Democratic hopeful during a National Association of Black Journalists conference in Miami. I hope over the course of the campaign, you will see how I speak about these issues, not only with mostly black audiences, but with mostly white audiences, Buttigieg added. Interesting. Mm-hmm. Because if there's anything we've learned in the last few days, systematic racism is a white problem. I agree with that. Buttigieg, who was mayor of South Bend, Indiana, appeared to be referencing to the suspect motive behind last Saturday's El Paso shooting, which left over 20 people dead, 22 as of now, and dozens more injured. Authorities believe accused gunman Patrick Crucius was a supporter of white supremacy and allegedly authored a racist anti immigrant manifesto, which I believe is a confession, okay, which means it is premeditated. They wrote out exactly what they were going to do. So that's not mentally ill. Which spoke of Hispanic invasion in Texas. Democratic lawmakers have condemned Trump for inspiring such attacks with what they claim to be racist rhetoric. Buttigieg, however, believes the issue surrounding race and gun violence in our country today has been boiling for years. And I agree with that. Long before Trump took office. Yeah, Trump gives a lot of lip service, but racism long predates somebody like Trump, in his first generation behind here in America. So, unless something is already deeply wrong in our country, he said Thursday night, I think the story in my region and the story of my generation reflects those deeper problems growing up in an era of endless war and school shootings. Buttigieg, 37, hopes to bring his vision of a more unified America to the White House if elected in 2020. Among many issues we must face, tackling these challenges mean confronting the challenge of systematic racism, Buttigieg said. That is one of the most destructive forces in America and always has been. And you know what? Even America's enemies know that. And they said if you want to attack America, and this was not just Russia, but it everywhere, everybody knows about the racism in America. If you want to attack America, use racism. Everybody on the planet knows that because this is where America is weak. America is a very weak country from within. If you're on the outside looking in, you may think it's a strong nation, but when you're here in the heart of the country, America is very weak and fragile from within. It really is. And racism is something that these people cherish like a baby. They're not going to let it go. So Ladies and gentlemen, he's just saying things that we have been talking about within the Black community forever. He's not really raising any issues that we don't know about. As far as I'm concerned, he's not. Um, Buttigieg reportedly has had trouble gaining support from the Black community, with one poll from CNN having him at 0% among Black voters nationally, because you came out and said you didn't want the Black vote. You said you didn't want it. Now you realize you're not going to win anything without it. Let's face it, Democrats, that is the way it is. You will not win anything without our votes, period. You don't have us, you will never win anything again. Plain and simple. And we're not playing when we are talking about reparations. We are not playing anymore. There will be no more head games, Democratic Party. You're not going to win an election at our expense, get in office, and then ignore us. Those days are done. You won't be able to pull that off anymore. So last month, he unveiled his Douglas Plan, which was named after abolitionist Frederick Douglass and is supposed to help heal our racial divides with bold policies that match the scale of the crisis we face today. You know, the problem with the Douglas Plan, it gives no financial restitution to the Black community. It does not heal the wealth gap. He's not interested in healing that, at all. So just know it is another plan where we don't really get nothing in the deal. When has this country followed any written policies? You got all kinds of policies in place now, and people, they just ignore those policies and do whatever they want. So, he's just talking about the usual things that we said, investing in the Black community and just some programs for reducing crime and incarceration, cutting down on mass incarceration, all the stuff that we've heard before in the past. So he's really not presenting anything we have not heard before, ladies and gentlemen. But the bottom line is his plan is not reparations, and that's exactly what we've been asking for. Again, another presidential candidate, we say reparations, they say plan. We say reparations, they say program. Still not hearing us at all. Not hearing us, not paying attention to what we're saying over and over and over. We're not taking anything short of reparations. There is no plan you're going to come up with that we're going to be on board with. It's not going to happen. Maybe if you didn't spend 54 years tricking us into voting for you and then doing nothing for us at all, you wouldn't be in this situation today. So since you didn't want to do the right thing, now you all practically got to beg for the Black vote, because you are not going to just instantly get it anymore. We are hip to the games that you are playing with us politically. We know exactly what you're doing. And those times are gone. There will be no more treating us like the prostitute that you paid for, and then when the party is over, you just disappear and then show back up 4 years later when you're ready to be around us again. No, that ain't gonna work. That ain't gonna work. We are in a new time and era in this country, and we're not going back. There is no going back. We're practically days away from year 400. So America, you're going to have to get with the program or suffer the consequences. Democratic Party, we're not playing. No reparations, no vote. Please tell me what you think about Mayor Pete Buttigieg coming out and talking about systematic racism is a white problem. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.